Hello and welcome to Talking with the Center of the Universe. And today's guest is Prunk Möbel.
Hi, it's very nice to be here. Thank you for inviting me.
Welcome to the show. And first of all, you have so many monikers. Prunk Möbel, Klanggård, Langagora. Why and how?
Yes, why? Why, oh why do I do that? I kind of do a lot of different things with the electronic music, and to organize it in my iTunes folder, it was easier to kind of name it after what kind of mood I was in, or even what kind of personality I had that day. And I started figuring out that certain type of music was coming out with different names. So yeah, that's one of the reasons. And then when I started wanting to release things, and I thought it's like it fits the name, it should have different monikers. It's a different type of style. But essentially it's like Langagora is like this over artist name. I had my super ego kind of thing, where I do the video jogging and I do drawings and I do other things as well, which is visuals. And then it's like all the projects are beneath that name.
But Prunk Möbel,
yeah.
I know you by the name Prunk Möbel.
Yeah, you know.
And what's the meaning of the Prunk Möbel? It's a German name.
Yeah, that's also a stupid name. That's maybe why I changed so many times. I don't know.
I like it.
Yeah, it means furniture. It means pompous furniture, like old style vintage antique furniture. When you go to like this really expensive furniture shop in Germany, that's a Prunk Möbel. And then I was like at exhibition once, and I saw this name, and I thought it was very funny and silly. It's like P-Funk, P-Runk, Möbel, and it also like was. It gave me a lot of. Can I tell? It gave me a lot of associations.
Yeah. Yeah, because I think when I think about I think I once heard that the Prunk Möbel for you is the setup you use when you make music.
Yeah. It's this stuff here, and it's like a lot of old, not really working so well, cheap synthesizers that I bought over the years, and FX pedals, and drum machines and mixers, which doesn't work as they should. So they do kind of things they are not supposed to do. And to me, this is like, the setup was like a möbel, a furniture. And to me, it was a pompous, perfect furniture, because every time I put it on, some new music came out, music I hadn't heard before, in a way, and music I really didn't think I was going to make. It wasn't something that I had envisioned or something like that. It was just connecting these things together, and it happened. The style that came out, which is quite special to me. It's like I feel like it's a gift from this, that the Prunk Möbel itself is like a kind of a being, an orchestra that lives, has its own, what can I say, it participates in the playing. The different individuals in this orchestra participate in the playing. So that's one background story, because I do live spontaneous improvisations on this. So I don't prepare, and it's not synced up, and it always comes out something, and that's kind of scary to do live. But in a way, I was more scared to do prepared stuff, because I got so nervous rehearsing, and then I couldn't do what I rehearsed. So for me, this was like an easier thing. And then combined with this putevar, the shawl which I have on the head, I didn't see the audience either, and then it was like a nice way to play live.
Yeah, it's really like spontaneous. and it's really improvised in a true way. And we will see a little example of that later on the stream. And we could also see the wonderful place.
That's my home place in the background. I filmed it from the roof this morning, so I thought maybe that could be like a nice way of showing my environment, where I come from and where I live, and why maybe my music is a bit organic in a way. It's not necessarily much electronic music is very urban in a way, in the style. It's machines and industrial. I feel I have like a background where I come from near the sea and woods, and I have maybe a more organic feel to the things that I do, which many people don't. They tend to say that it sounds a bit strange, and I can't like put it somewhere.
No, I can absolutely put it somewhere. I can put it on the as like electronic music. It's really relieving. It's really nice to hear someone that is like not trying to prove their skills.
No.
It's not like, look how good, no. I know everything, I have the newest, most expensive stuff.
It's the total opposite.
Yeah, it's the opposite of that, and that's why the first time I heard you play live is like almost 10 years ago.
Yeah.
I was like, what the fuck's going on?
Yeah.
Are we getting censored now? What is going on with this music? It's like the rhythms coming in and out, and then I thought it was something like really fresh and even more now.
Yeah. When was the first time you saw me actually?
It was like in some øy in Tøyen.
I think it's a party,
yeah, I think it was Geirvas party. It was like you playing outside in the park in Tøyen, and then I saw you in Fredrikstad.
That's when we started the organization for electronic musicians, demanding higher tables, because I remember that table was very, very low. It was
the organization for
tall men with bad backs demanding higher
Jakten på bordet. It's the reality show. It's not a talk show, but it's the reality show for electronic musicians. Jakten på bordet. I feel like this. The last time I played live, which was this weekend, I finally got the high table.
You did,
but it was very, very long.
We work for that for a long time now. I send mails and to everybody, but
they just pulled that out. But it was very, very long. Yeah. So I had to stand like this. But that was cool actually. There's a good picture of me standing like this. The filter was there.
So you used the whole table.
I had to use the whole table. And there was like a synth there, and there was a synth there, and yeah. But how did you start making music?
I actually started quite late because I was, we learned to sing from my mother when we were kids, in a way. I think my musical, me wanting to make music come from that. But I started quite late because I got really into buying CDs and discovering new music. I was really geeky on that when I was 12 years and listened to Rocksrevyen with Harald Arelund, and my father had a really big collection of records. He's a big Zappa fan, and B-Fort and all that space funk things or astral jazz things from the 70s, the prog music. So that kind of kicked me to wanting to learn an instrument. And then I also discovered the electronic music, the British electronic music scene of the IDM brain dance things, and I thought this is the music I want to make. But I thought I had to go to music school to learn the instrument. So I started first. I went to music school as 13 and played the cello with all the little kids, and I was like this big teenager with a lot of pimples and trying to learn to play the cello. And then I started playing the classical guitar, and I went to music school in high school. So then I started to do a lot of different bands and playing a lot of different music. But I didn't start to make electronic music maybe before 2005, I think. I got my first computer. I couldn't afford a computer before that. So then it was like I was living in Hamar, and there was a hip hop guy that he gave me a copy of Reason, and then I started making beats for him, actually. So that's the background for the music production things.
So you started out in hip hop, actually?
Yeah.
Yeah.
In a way, I started out with that.
Who was this guy?
Fan Hell.
From Hamar, actually, from the Inlands.
Because we were going to record a demo, and I assembled a Windows 93 old computer with the parts and everything, and got Cubase, and I hated it totally because Cubase is a terrible thing for
yeah, it's not easy making beats in Cubase. Actually, Captain Credible that we had in this show, he makes music in Cubase.
And we have Captain Credible right here.
Oh yeah.
He has some comments.
He has some comments about that.
Low tables are better. Suffer for the art.
I don't like Cubase, Daniel.
No.
I don't like it.
So that's a little comment from Captain Credible right there.
Yeah, he has some epic gigs staying down low on the mixer, and like I've seen some of them actually. I kind of run into a low table once in a while.
Are we going to talk about that all interview?
No, we're not going to talk about that all day. But I've heard about talking about your monikers. I've heard about the reason you got the Klanggård.
Yeah.
The reason you got the you call yourself Klanggård also sometimes.
Yeah, should I? I can go through those different names afterwards. But,
yes, but it was a story about you being in a metal band, or a stoner rock band or something, when they were like calling you Klanggård to call you out.
Yeah,
is that true?
Maybe. Maybe I made that up and told that to you. I don't know. No. I think it's actually started with Underskog and making names on the internet, and then there was this site in Oslo where you got invited, which was very special, and my bigger sister, she invited me to be a part of that, and she said, "You are not going to make these silly names, you're going to have your own name." And then I kind of said I made Henrik Langgård, so it was like almost my name, which is Henrik Langgård, but it was like a bit more artsy,
yeah.
And Klanggård and means timbrel farm.
Reverb.
But really my last name actually
timbrel
means
farm. That's an IDM name.
Yeah.
I just saw this meme. It's like when they're playing IDM at the barbecue, but you're not smart enough.
No.
It's like yeah, but on to the question. On to the questions. It's nice that there are some good people in the chat. You also
people in the chat as well.
Yeah, there was Captain Credible.
Nice
Maybe there's some
see
people
you.
watching, and
Peace and love.
peace and love. And but we have many questions. We have to run through some questions before the little live set. You also worked as a curator and sound for sound and art at Galleri Nebbe and Fredrikstad Animation Festival.
Yeah.
Yeah, tell us a little bit about this.
Yeah. Nebbe was a place in Fredrikstad for one night only event happenings, but really it was like a shared working space for a lot of people. And it started out needing a band rehearsal room, and there was also a lot of artists in town that didn't have like a place to stay. So I found a building and I teamed up a lot of cool peoples, and I wanted it to be like a place where it's not necessarily only musicians or only artists that are educated at art as artists, but it was like a bit more like the Fredrikstad all-round artist community, which is really fun. There could be some people that made shoes, or there could be some people that made crosswords, or they could be like a guy that drew cartoons, or made like he wrote letters. One guy wrote letters to America, which he made up, and it was a lot of fun but it also was like an art space where we invited people that we liked and believed in. A lot of young up-and-coming artists to come to Fredrikstad, which is really outside of Oslo, and they got the freedom and they got money to do what they wanted for a solo exhibition in a way. And then we gave them a lot of food and had a lot of good parties, and they stayed at our place for a week. And we kind of wanted it to make something special for young artists that kind of didn't, you know, the art world is not very nice all the time. People are kind of hard to each other, and it's a low payment, and you're always at the bottom. So we wanted to like lift up people. That was the main idea of this thing. And for the audience, there should be something new every time when they came. So there was everything from like concert on the roof, or it was Geir made a garden that was hanging from the roof, and there was rave parties in the cellar, and there was digital art, and it was karaoke in the bathtub while eating seaweed. Yeah.
Yeah,
it was a lot of different things, and it was also you that exhibited.
Yeah, it was my only exhibition actually, but not my only, try at sound art, but my only like solo exhibition was at Nebbe. And at the time, I was
proud
like
of being the curator of that.
Yeah. I was really proud of getting asked to do like sound art. And at that time, 10 years ago, I was like thinking maybe I was more a sound artist than a DJ or a talk show host. But it didn't turn out.
I think
like
you were
that.
like one of the perfect examples of the people we had at Nebbe. We wanted people that didn't fit in any box in a way. That was kind of at least what I was always looking for, people that was going between the lines of the art world, the different art worlds of music and theater or whatever, but they still made something, and they made it their own style. I've always been very interested in the people that make a style that doesn't really fit in anywhere. So that was a very
it was
nice
a very
exhibition.
good scene for that actually.
Yeah.
But you also continued like having a music program for the animation festival.
Yeah.
In Fredrikstad.
Animated Live. It's
Animated Live.
Yeah.
And for how many years you've been in charge of? Not in charge, but how many years did you do like the curator?
I do this. It's a collaboration with Anders Narvrun Moen, which is the festival director of FAF, Fredrikstad Animation Festival, and he started out many years ago. He had like Eero from Finland, the squee artist, making live music and visuals during the festival. Eero Johannes.
Yeah.
Yes. I think it started like that, and I went to that, and I thought this is a really good thing. I wanted to make like a club concept for video and music.
Yeah.
And then I kind of got involved, and we had like our first big collaboration in 2016. It was, I think, where it was like a video or animation artist and a musician from Estonia and Finland and Sweden and Denmark and Norway. So it was like we combined people, and we asked them if they could do, I don't know what that's called in English, bestillingsverk, commissioned work for the festival. And the pretext or what we wanted was that they should do something where video animation, live video animation, had the same standing as the music. So it was not, or in the other way as well, because it was like not music for animation film and not backdrop and VJ animation for music. So it should be like on the same level.
Yeah.
Do you understand what I mean?
Yeah,
on the poster, you know, it's both the names on the top.
Yeah.
And that was like a small thing, but I think it kind of it make people think differently when they make something. They're not supposed to be backing somebody else. They're both on equal terms on the stage, and it was very fun. And Captain Credible and Hypnorama Daniel even made like a big live video game world where you can go into, and yeah, that's been a lot of cool things. And last year we did it again with where it was like more of a cinema club. So Snorre Magnar Solberg and also you and Kristoffer Lissegård and Nadda Nord and
Nadda Nord and Tor Møllin, which we talked about in this program actually before, because we were kind of starstruck by Tor Møllin, because it was super nice.
Vijay Roti, yes, yeah.
Vijay
Roti
is he called? Yeah. He is super good, and it was. We talked about that last week, Captain Credible. And the year before, we were seeing True C.O.U.
Yeah.
Also having it was being like both DJing and
yeah, he did it at the same time.
Music, which was nice. So this is a nice, if you're into films and electronic music and you take DJing seriously, check out Fredrikstad Animation Festival.
Yeah.
Where Henrik has a finger med spille.
Yeah.
On getting the best electronic music.
Yeah. I'm project leader curating for the concert thing. But Anders has always been good at combining this at the Animation Festival.
Absolutely.
And,
he's very interested in music. When I knew him, he was the guy coming to most concerts.
Yeah.
He was super into music and still is, which is a gift to this festival, I think.
Yeah, it is. He's
we have to continue the questions. We have to continue the questions because we're not exactly running out of time.
Let's do a shout out to BHLB Beats, BHLB Beats. Hey guys!
Yeah, I know that it's Norway's most underrated producer, I would say, almost. He's like staying out there in Vormsund and doing super great beats, but cool. Keeping a very low profile.
I'm going to check it out.
Shout out to BHLB. We have to dig a little bit more in the past before we get to the dark question and the live set. What is or what was the EUFORISK project?
Yeah.
Is it still active?
It is not active anymore. It kind of stopped, but it's on the shelf. Yeah. In a way, it was a project I started together with Sigurd Gurvin, Gurvin. The artist, techno and now techno house music artist, but he was a long-time beat producer from Moss and also an artist in video and graphics and other things. And we started this together. We both wanted to make like a label concept, and we shared a space, working space. So we came up with wanting to make like I think the initial idea was wanting to make something that prolonged the feeling of having made the tune that was really good. When you make a tune or you make music and you listen to it and you say, fuck yeah! And then you're going to release it and it's not the same feeling in a way. Maybe you send it to some labels and they say, yeah, you should put more bass in monitor, or you should sidechain that, or you should learn how to produce, or whatever people say when they give you feedback. We wanted to make a kind of a collective project where we released as much music as we wanted, where we gave the artists a very uplifting kind of feedback in the process of releasing it. And it was a digital label based in the SoundCloud community, so we didn't necessarily know the people we invited to release. We kind of just found things we liked on SoundCloud. So it was a very interesting journey because you don't really know what kind of people is behind the artist name. But we kind of made a community out of what was like a digital community of underground artists in Norway mainly, which had like a SoundCloud page. So it was really tied to SoundCloud. And out of that we kind of made events where people play mini festivals in a way, rave night festivals as we call it, where there also was like this side focus on video and music. Where we wanted to make like a space where people could jam out and try out new stuff and collaborate and And we also had this space where we had this anti-stage. You play there, where the audience was in the room you played in, which was like a rehearsal room or something. So the audience was behind the desk, and everybody was everywhere in a way. It was not the stage. It was just like you standing in a room against the wall or something. So we kind of, I guess it was a very experimental project around what it means to make music in our days. And I think Sigurd kind of coined an idea that we were trying to present some kind of contemporary folk music, because that was what people were doing in our days in 2000, from 2013 to 17, or how long we had it, 18. People make music in their bedroom and they post it on SoundCloud. And we kind of wanted to dig into that real contemporary music in a way. Do you understand what I mean? Which is not people not necessarily wanting to make beats, or they wanted to make ambient, or maybe we were also very interested in people that didn't like really fit into any categories. So it was like an
It did have a sound.
Yeah, it did have a sound.
I think it had like a euphorisk sound. When it did have a look also with this kind of
Sigurd aesthetics.
Bombing with colors, and so when it started, I think it was some really fresh thing in the Norwegian underground. It was like unheard of. What you did. It was like something completely new, at the time at least.
Yeah.
I don't know if that aesthetics continued after, or maybe it was like tied to the time, but it was an amazing project.
It may be that the youngster thought that it was a bit client.
You think so?
I know.
Maybe
I think we kind of fell between chairs with that aesthetics in a way. I felt sometimes, because we called it EUFORISK with big letters, which is euphoric in English, and some people from the serious electronic music scene thought that was a bit stupid in a way, because they associated the name with the EDM scene, the electronic dance music American big stage scene in a way. So they kind of felt that it was strange, and we had a lot of colors. It was pink, and we had this. Sigurd made this photo collages of all the covers, which was kind of always the background, and we made this compilation of releases. It was all the covers in a collage, digital collage. So it was totally messed up, but it was like it was very maximalistic in a way.
But that was nice.
Digital maximalistic.
But I think
a lot of colors and a lot of big letters and a lot of emojis. We had like an emoji logo, which was a fountain, the fountain from the emojis. And I think we just wanted to embrace the digital in a world where there still was a lot of people saying that they only played vinyl records and they wanted an 808, or it wasn't real, or it was kind of a punkster thing. We wanted to dive into electronic music as a punk scene, because I feel that electronic music come from the punk scene in a way, that it's always been trying to get something out of the instrument that it's not supposed to get out of them. And you're buying trash things, you know, like the 808 and the 909 was like cheap secondhand trash, which they bought. That's how it originated in a way. And Afrofuturism and also the braindance IDM scene in England was like based on that, geeking around with old trashy equipment and just turning the knobs and having fun, and then something came out.
We will see more of that.
What is that in the digital age, you know? So we kind of embraced all the digital things. And
but you did also, I think there are like young artists like Dragon Girl that you released.
Yeah.
And more of these euphorisk artists that continued the aesthetics after you.
Maybe.
Or you were like kind of kickstarting a thing that I've seen people done, not as extreme, but you were like early on something that was coming later.
I think maybe we were a bit like hipstery in the original term of hipster. We were avant-garde in that, but I think it was like also a representation of the aesthetics of that time in the underground scene. You know, a lot of artists kind of dug into that, and I think we like Ørjan Amundsen, for instance, which was a guy which we were really inspired by, which really dove into this digital aesthetic thing in a nice way, and I think also they contributed a lot, the people that came in as well. Dragon Girl had her very specific aesthetic, so she made her own album covers, and yeah, that's
true. But it was like a kind of a start of something that I've seen more of, in my opinion.
Yeah, I think that Photoshop aesthetics that Sigurd dug into, and you know, we did something also. Sigurd introduced me to this. We did a lot of screenshots all the time when working with visuals and aesthetics. You always screenshot it, and then you kind of blow it up 500% and screenshot it again, and it was like a lot of pixelated stuff happening and smudging, and we kind of took this same idea over to the music making, because it was a lot of remixing and there was a lot of recycling. So we also made this project with Tor Merlin Roti, which was an internet site which is a mashup of a lot of samples from the whole library of EUFORISK. All the releases and all the pictures and visual aesthetics were sampled in different ways, and he put it together in a mashup website. So when you hit refresh, every time it's a new mashup of the whole EUFORISK project.
Is that still up?
Yeah, I think it's EUFORISK XYZ, actually. I hope it's still up. It was like I think in a way that's how EUFORISK culminated into this. It became like a big...
We're checking.
yeah, you're checking? Did you find it?
Trying now?
No, we didn't.
No, maybe it's not.
I think it's complaining that it's not
you can have a look while we continue the. We could maybe continue the program, since the time is running fast.
Let's have a quick shout out to BHLB Beats again.
Yeah.
Who says, "Cheers, love your stuff, Henrik." That's a very nice comment.
Nice.
Yeah, you should check out the Besøk album. Besøk is the project of BHLB. He has visitors, and they jam, and they release it as Besøk.
Oh yeah.
Which is some really nice music.
Okay.
So that's Besøk is like everyone happens to be past Vormsund and to jam some beats.
This guy on SoundCloud.
Yeah, it's nice stuff.
And the good thing about EUFORISK also is like that we kind of got. We DJ'd a lot of new Norwegian stuff when we were DJing as well, or presenting when people asked us to make mixtapes or things like that. And we kind of got an expert on the underground scene. Everything from like this guy in Molde in the West Coast that was making Christian church drum and bass, you know. And also like
so
and then also like people making that's funny. You forgot about that all the time.
Yeah, it's so interesting. I think like this is the most serious stream we have. I always say that it's like I forget to do like this, but we should have a few of them. Yeah.
So
but who was that?
Sorry, I don't know if I remember his name now. There was a lot of people involved. I will maybe remember it.
Yeah, put it in the chat.
And we have this. If you're interested in this, EUFORISK has the SoundCloud page that you should check out, because we reposted as well. We always reposted everything that we found. So if you go down the stream of that SoundCloud page, it's kind of a historical. It's a contribution to the history of Norwegian underground electronic music of that time. And that was also like a base when we started the project. We wanted to make it like a documentary project in a way. And I think the reason why it's not totally finished, because we kind of stopped releasing music and everything, but Sigurd has always wanted to make we have made like several web pages on the way, the project, and never released them, or we have released them and take them down. And he kind of want to make this either a digital history of the project, or maybe also in book form in a way, which is the aesthetics of the project. So it's kind of meant to culminate in that, but we will see what will happen.
Yeah, I feel like it's it was one of my favorite labels, and I was checking now when I was having you as a guest if it actually stopped, and it's not that long ago the last release came out. So I was like, maybe it's not completely finished yet.
I think it was like before the pandemic, maybe that was the last release. But we released some collections of different releases after that, which was like different full moons. But I will probably release a lot of music, my own music, through the EUFORISK label. But as a project where we had a lot of people involved, I think that time is a bit over, because we did a lot of volunteer. We were a voluntary label, you know.
It's a comment from backstage here, talking about releasing stuff. I think I have to go to the next question, which is a very special question.
My face is.
Let's go there.
Yeah. How the new release is going?
How is the next record coming along?
That's a good question. I have so many records coming along in a way. I took down all of my music from So I've been like I have both. I'm going to release all of the back catalog stuff. So I've got myself into mastering and learned myself how to master stuff. So I've gone through the whole catalog and kind of shaped it up for release. And then I'm also working on, which I will think is like the debut record of the producer name that I have, which is Urslim. Which will be like a completely tracker-based album, which I think is really funny. Yeah, because it took me a long time getting into trackers, because I think one of my favorite things from when I was like in high school and listening to Bogdan Rasinski and Safari Ari and things like that, and it took me a long time to realize that the music I love the most is made on trackers. And then I bought this Polian tracker when it came out, and I had a period where I didn't use the computer anymore because I was a bit outside the world, having a break, and then I made this then it was really fun learning how to use a tracker, and it came out some music that I think was like a music I've always wanted to make as a producer in a way, which is a bit different from this stuff.
It's really fun because I actually started out making music on the tracker.
Yeah.
And then I was like,
Renoise.
Renoise. But I started Pro Tracker, Fast Tracker, Amiga, and then Renoise.
The real stuff.
And so it for me that was the easiest way of making music.
Yeah.
But like during the 2000s, I found that it was very difficult to use in a live music setting. So then I continued on to Ableton and this other stuff and hardware, because it was very hard to take these trackers out on stage and perform.
Yeah.
But now
so like Belly Dance Nation and those that's tracker.
Yeah, and then even like tracker.
That's why I love it that much. Yeah.
Even putting like a whole verse of singing or a whole or like as one sample. And all these workarounds. Some of them actually has like some overdub stuff afterwards. So the beats is tracker based, but some of the instruments is recorded. But the first Center of the Universe albums was like tracker only.
I think we have a tracker fan in the chat.
Whoa, yeah, trackers. Who is this?
Paralytic.
Yeah, everybody making electronic music should try out a tracker because it's.
And we know it's free to try at least, and the polygon tracker is great. It's not that expensive. It's a. I've tried. Captain Credible uses one of them. I actually like having a tracker on the computer just because it's like a cozy laptop. Reno is running so smooth on a 10-year-old computer.
Yeah.
So it's like super nice.
I think the reason why I like this is that I am not. I think that there are two kinds of music makers in the electronic music scene.
Yeah.
And I think like this when I do the Prunk Möbel live stuff, this is loop based and unsynced and unplanned and improvised, and it's played through. And I also do that when I make producing music because if I'm doing it the way that they usually learn you in tutorials of how to produce music, and they say that you should make this bit and you should make this bit and you should make the drums and you should make the bass and then you should sidechain and everything of that, and then it's not that I get bored, but I can't do it in a way. So I love things where I can almost make a song just playing it through or make it as I put in stuff. So the tracker I think is like very it's not easy to control it. It's not easy to do it right. You have to work a lot if you want to make the beat go right. But the very funny thing, if you chop up breaks or things like that in the tracker, it's easy to make it do things it's not supposed to do. It fucks up and the beat loops over to another section, and I like that kind of random shit that happens in when you make electronic music that you can't really predict in a way.
Yeah, I agree totally that the chaos element of tracking is super nice. But we should now
make
we
strange
must
music with a tracker. Yeah.
Now we must actually continue. There are some more questions, but we will save that to after a small mini concert.
Yeah,
that is coming up, and you could like have a quick introduction and then start make some sounds.
Yeah.
What is all this? It's like how and what? Oh,
yeah. Are you going to
do this? You don't have to talk too much, but it's like you said you just turned it on when you had the sound check, and it was just starting to make some noises. And you think the Möbel is collaborating today? You said.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
I started out as a guitarist, so loopers like this, the green Cadillac of the loop world. When I first and in the band I played, I made like these things that was in between and intros and stuff like that, and that was loop based, and I really like loop based music. I love C.O.U. from the 90s, the Warp or Reflex band, which was made much more post rock than it maybe is electronic music. So this is loop. This kind of thing I do is very loop based. So I have this 202 that I followed me from the start, which I got very cheap because it doesn't work as it should, and now it's like costs way too much. But I bought it for like 1,500 kroners or something, and that's like a real base of the Prunk Möbel sound. It was a family of instruments, the 202 and the 303 and the 101, and there was supposed to be a band, 808, 909, 505, and the 101 was the guitar, and the 303 was the bass, and 808 the 909 drums, but the 202 was supposed to be the flute or the violin.
That's fun. I didn't know that.
And then I like this arpeggiator function, which is, it's not acid what comes out. You can make acid on it, but it's like a bit like, you should say, you can hear.
Yeah.
So, and then I have a lot of loopers, different loopers, and I have a lot of FX chain. So I guess it's like a bit of dubbing. I do send aux sends.
Yes. Yeah.
And I guess what's happening is that every loop will always fit together.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people don't see. They kind of. I don't know if they know that, but if you put a loop and another loop together, they will eventually sync in your head.
Yeah.
Even though it doesn't sound right at first, it will eventually sync. And that's like a base of this. It's nothing that is wrong. There's always something coming out. And the second thing is that I do these digital feedback loops, self-oscillating on the delay.
Yeah.
And then it kind of saturates the sound. So everything is on top. Everything is like red lighting.
Yeah.
And then when everything is here in the soundscapes, thing kind of pop out and go back.
As they say, you're not headlining if you ain't redlining.
No,
so that's maybe we should just
try it on. Yeah.
And give it up for Prunk Möbel.
Yeah.
A little live set from.
And then I put on this so that I don't see the audience. And
I should also start this one, I think. We should also start I'm not saying this actually. We should start some action on the green screen on this one because I don't know how to start the phone.
Okay. Ja. Ja. Tryck play.
Okay. Klar?
Yeah.
Ferdig? Gå!
Ja.
Og så jup. Ok, da er lyden på igjen.
Oh, yes. Yeah, how did that feel? How did that feel, Christopher and Soppen 55? In the we have an assistant today.
Shout out to Soppen on follow cam here.
Yes.
My assistant for the day.
Shout out to Soppen.
Very nice.
Hello.
Soppen 55.
Yeah.
Soppen 55 in the house, and his leg in the house.
Very good, Soppen.
Yeah.
Thank you. And thanks for a nice performance.
Yeah, yeah.
Something different.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Something different on the sound check. Completely different on the sound check. We actually used to have like 1 hour of talking, but now the clock is 8. Actually, we can talk a little bit more, maybe a little short. But yeah, because actually
Our time is over. That's what you say.
Our time isn't over.
Okay.
But we think maybe is there anyone in the chat still? Is some
The chat went totally crazy during the performance.
It did.
Yes.
Oh, that's cool.
So we have many comments here.
Mad cam moves. That's good.
Yeah. Shout out to Soppen.
Shout out to Soppen.
And, but I think we could be quite quick because it's cool. If someone has some more questions, fire up the chat. Some question from Möbel, or else I would ask. We should actually move to Høk. The Høk there, because I'm. I wanted to ask about Østfold and the scene, and the music scene in Østfold. What's going on?
At Høk Kro.
They're selling Høk Kro actually. Is it up on Finn? I couldn't find it on Finn.
Yeah, they're selling the place. The reason why isn't your family from there?
No, my grandfather was from. My grandfather's family was from Sarpsborg. So,
near Høk Kro. Høk Kro is like close to Halden.
Very close to the cabin of my family. So
you have a bit of Østfolding.
And the Skjulstadvei is there. Yeah, I have. The Skjulstadveien is going past Høk, but I heard they were selling Høk. And but is it on Finn?
Yeah, I saw it on Finn.
You saw it on Finn. I couldn't find it on Finn. Will anyone buy Høk?
Probably somebody would buy it, but if you're thinking about the music scene in Fredrikstad or Østfold, I don't think they can afford Høk. But no. I was hoping that maybe you had the fortune that you can buy it. But this is very geeky inside joke from Jørgen. But this is a place where everybody in Østfold, when they are venting their car. I don't know if that's an expression in English, but you know, old people sometimes have to take their car out to get it some air, and then you have to go to a Sunday trip, and then you go to Høk Kro, and then you buy a dinner there or lunch, and that's what many people do in Østfold. So it's a nice place. I've been there many times at Sunday drives with my family, eating kjøttkaker and stuff like that. Yeah.
But someone has, I feel like the reason I take this up in the talk show is that I want to put the word out to good people that want to do something good for Østfold. That actually has money. Contrary to us, they should actually buy Høk and keep the tradition going.
And make it into a scene for electronic music.
It could be a scene for electronic music in the second floor, and you could still get the kjøttkaker in the first one.
It's close to the main road, the E06 that goes through, so it's a perfect place. Yes.
If I were a millionaire, I would buy it, absolutely.
But you're asking about the scene in...
and what's going on generally? Some exciting stuff going on in Østfold now?
Yeah, so in Fredrikstad, it's not that much when it comes to the electronic music scene, but we're thinking about it. Some guys, Håvard Vinningstad, Loke Larsen, aka, and me is thinking about making a new place in the basement of Nebbe. So I'm introducing it now, where we make a club for the geeky people that make different kinds of electronic music. And maybe it's a members-only thing, so we don't have to deal with the drunk audience. But anyway, but if you
It's
really
going to be Berghain 2.0, so
Yes.
it's Captain Credible.
yes, it's going to be yeah, Dammer Berghain Fredrikstad boy. No, it's not. But if you're in the music scene for electronic music, especially, it's like best in Moss, and it's always been. That's like the epicenter for the club people in Østfold because of the. I guess it's because of the old guru Don Papa and all the people that went to his school of making beats and DJing in a way, and then there's the Combo Super Sound, which they use during Lysenetter Festival, which is the Lysenetter Festival in Moss. Is like a really great festival for.
Yeah, that's now soon, is it?
Yeah, and it's a really good.
It's quite a combination of everything.
It's a combination of everything, but it's also a very good club scene. It's like, and this in Moss they have this sound system which they made together, sound system culture. Sound system, and I think I've heard a story that it's based on an old radio factory that was in Moss, which they got parts from. I don't know if it's maybe some Moss people can confirm it if it's true.
They make speakers in Moss also. The CS factory is in Moss.
So it's been like the base for Mossa and a lot of different club concept.
Yeah.
In Moss.
Salzburg.
It's like Fredrikstad. It's some good places, but it's usually rock and roll. It's been a
It's more rock and roll.
scene.
How about Sarpsborg? Electronic music from Sarpsborg.
Sarpsborg is, yes, of course.
Yeah.
The one and only Safari Ari is from Sarpsborg.
He's from Sarpsborg,
Yeah.
actually. I thought he was from
So
Fredrikstad.
the OG electronic music maker in Østfold, Safari Ari, is from there. And also Stefan Groth of Poptygma Berserk is also from Sarpsborg. I think.
Yeah. So
the
it-
synthwave.
Yeah,
stuff.
but historically there's been a huge synth community and the EBM, like
Yeah.
all goth community.
That's big in Fredrikstad
In
as well,
Fredrikstad. But how about Halden? Electronic music in Halden, is it only rockabilly or is there some DJ Final, the guy that
Actually, I
changed?
don't think I've heard about that.
The guy that changed name to Kashmir Cat and went super famous. He's from Halden, actually.
He's from Halden.
He's actually a Halden.
Yeah, and of course, it's a lot of party russelåt music from Østfold. That is very good.
Yeah.
You know, Staysman, of course, is from Gressvik.
You should do a collab, actually. I would love to hear Staysman on top of this.
Staysman should come here.
Staysman and Möbel.
And also Katastrofe is also from the neighborhood where I'm from, and I went to
All the
school
best
with
artists.
Staysman as well. Yeah.
But you
So a
should,
lot of party rave. What do you call that style?
fest music.
Yeah, party music.
Party music.
Yeah.
But also talking about Østfold, from 2024, it went from Viken back to Østfold. And then they made this, and then someone, I can't remember who, made this the weekend cover in the Østfolding called Halla.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
Because that was very, that was for us that are from Østfold. It was very sad driving from Oslo when the Østfold sign, the county sign, was taken away. We didn't get that feeling we were supposed to of coming home. So this is a big merge of the communities, the counties in Norway. That was very strange for us, and so we kind of made this big effort, a lot of us, to reverse it. Yeah, and now it's.
I mean, applause, not laughing. Yeah.
But the kind of backside of it is that Østfold used to be the poorest county in Norway, together with Finnmark, but now it's definitively the poorest county in Norway because of this merging and going back. But still, we love to see the Østfold county sign again.
Yeah, I also do that.
Østen is like a magical place to us, you know. Back in the Viking days, it used to be a part of Denmark. You know, we're like a bit strange in a way. We're not Norwegians in the same way as all of you other people. We like eating and laughing and saying "halla" and having a good time.
But you're also supposed to. I think we're soon rounding off. I have to just say one thing. I have to grill you on one thing that you actually didn't do, because you were going to release an EP with one for each city in Østfold that was based on this commercial for the Rygge airport.
Yeah. Now I maybe have to do it since you said
You have to do it actually, because we love to hear some more Prunk Möbel.
Yeah, it used to be back in the day. It was actually, I think it was Safari Ari's younger sister Line Furuheim that showed me at an airport in London. There used to be a commercial from Ryanair and Visit Østfold, which took all the parts, the different cities of Østfold, and gave them like a selling point so that you should go make your vacation in Østfold. And then it was, I think it was fabulous Fredrikstad, and it was
Magical Moss.
Magical Moss, Happy Halden, and
Historical Halden.
And Mysterious Sarpsborg. And I really loved the Mysterious Sarpsborg.
And that's not even a letter bokstavrim, it's not even a bokstavrim.
No, it is
because
not.
All the other ones...
I think it was... If somebody have seen that Ryanair commercial or can find it on a VHS or something like that, please send me. I would love to have it in my collection.
Yeah.
But the Ryanair airport got shut down in.
But you were planning to make.
Yeah, my EP. I kind of made a EP using a machine, which I've never done before, and I kind of made like more squeeze beats based music. Yeah. And I thought that this was kind of a cool music for rolling around in your car in Østfold, visiting the different cities. So I wanted to be historical Halden and mysterious Sarpsborg and all of those. Maybe it will be a bit twisted in a way, but it's
I would really play that a lot. Actually,
it's kind of my strange homage to the hip hop community of Østfold, which was called Østen, which was a big thing for us growing up. They kind of schooled us in doing things freestyle and making your own style. They had like a really strange twist on hip hop. They still do, of course, but they kind of made us. They also made a lot of people that's not doing hip hop wanting to make your own style and your own style of doing things. And that's kind of my homage to that type. But I don't know when it's finished. It's but it's on the working.
You should hurry up. I think I want to.
That's too late for the celebration of the reopening. Yeah, but it's
still the same year. You can still do it in 2024.
But
you can still do that, and I will take a driver's license just to drive around this full.
Yeah, we can go cruising in my old Corolla 1986.
And blast this EP.
I'm going to buy myself speakers at Biltema. Actually, I'm going to pimp it up.
Yeah, that's good.
I think I'm going to. Yeah.
I think we're maybe saying that was the last word for now.
Yeah.
If that's all right with you, Mr. Möbel. Is there any more questions? Is there any? Then we should address them.
Oh, there's no more questions.
No more questions.
No, I think the chat is happy.
I just want to say thank you for having me. It's you always had my back. You always lifted me up since I started with this and giving me concerts, and that means a lot to me. So it's nice to have to talk to you after all these years with playing together and all.
It's a full circle, actually.
It's a full circle.
Yeah, but it's also
very
good because we could maybe some new people will get introduced to the wonderful music of Prunk Möbel and all your monikers and EUFORISK and everything.
Yeah.
So we'll put some links in the chat.
I'm going to shape up and start releasing some music soon. I've been a bit out of the system for too long, but I'm going to release some music.
Yeah, Prunk Möbel is back. Yeah. Shout out to Soppen 55 and Langagora.
Yeah, shout out to Soppen.
Yay!
Best crew.
See you next time.
See you. Bye bye.